I'm QT Luong. I try to use my photography to teach people the value of wild places and in particular public lands. I took up photography in order to bring back to the folks who couldn't get there the beauty of the high peaks of the Alps. So that is how I started photography. So when I came to the United States, I started to embark on my project to photograph all the national parks, and so that was the year 1993. And by the time I had finished the first part of that project, 2001, I knew that my real passion was into photography, and that I wanted eventually to switch career, to leave computer science, to become a full-time photographer. So I started to build a business in 2001, and I gradually grew it, and so that by the year 2007, I had enough revenue from the business that I was able to leave my career as a computer scientist to become a full-time photographer. So there's 63 national parks now, and there's 9 images of these national parks in the pavilion, and those images are actually quite representative. They were chosen by the architect of the exhibit, but they made a very good choice in the sense that they cover the entire geography of the US from Alaska, which is kind of Arctic, to the tropics with Florida, and from the east to the west, California to Acadia, and also those images they cover all the landforms that you can find in the US, and so I think those images they give a good idea of the taste of the diversity of the national parks, and so I'd like visitors really to understand that the national park system is really big, and that it encompasses almost all instances of nature at a scale of a continent. So there's almost anything at least that you want to see in nature can be seen in a national park, and there it's a great place to see, because nature there is at the same time pristine but accessible, thanks to the work of the National Park Service, who has those two objectives, to preserve the park and to make them accessible to visitors. And so I'd like the visitors to understand that yes, there's so much diversity in the park, and also to be inspired to visit them for themselves. Among the national parks, actually, so what I would call the hidden gems are the lesser known national parks, you know. So everybody has heard about Yosemite or the Grand Canyons, but among each of the park actually has its own beauty and its own merits, and so. For instance, in California, I like Lassen Volcanic National Park, which is one of the least visited parks in the country, because just in the middle of summer, when the other parks are busy, I can find the same kind of beauty that you find in the Sierra, with clean air and beautiful mountain scenery, without crowds there, and at the same time the parks preserve so much diversity of geological features. So that's the only place where you can find the 4 different types of volcanoes. You know, so it's really a dictionary of volcanic features. So it's really a great park, which is not very well known. So back again in California, the Channel Island, they are just 1 hour out of the mainland, but they are really a world apart and seldom explored, because you have to take the ferry to make the crossing there and to be self-sufficient, because there is no services on the island, but they have so much unique wildlife which is not found anywhere else on Earth, and so much also abundant marine life there, and beautiful scuba diving too. So that's just two examples in California. Otherwise, on the Colorado Plateau, so we have the very well-known parks, the Grand Canyon, Arches, which are in the exhibit, but a park like Capitol Reef is passed by many visitors, yet it has some of the most diverse geological formation on the Colorado Plateau, and plenty of opportunities for solitude in the southern and the northern part when you get out of the paved roads. When I came to the United States, I didn't know anything about the parks, but just as an immigrant, I was able to visit the parks, on my own, without any government or corporate sponsor. I was able to publish a book to celebrate the centennial of the National Park Service. So that was my kind of modest contribution to that event, and that book became fairly successful. It won 12 book awards. It's a bestseller. It's now in its sixth printing, and so that illustrates the fact that anybody actually can have an opportunity there. Even an immigrant who initially didn't know anything about the park can become maybe one of the leading photographers of America's national parks and be recognized for that. And so it illustrates that in America, if you're passionate about something and want to make a difference, then you can have your chance to do it.